points out that his verse he thinks is the most important. It's all right if this comes next. But we went first to Boys and Girls High in Brooklyn, and we were running late because the plane was late arriving. And someone suggested that maybe we should skip that and come right on into to Manhattan. And we said, oh no, they'll be waiting, and they were. It must have been 10,000 people. They set up stands, Parks Department set up stands on the football field or something. And it was amazing. And people were standing 3 and 4 deep all along the way. We had a ticker tape parade down Broadway, the Canyon of Heroes was called. Spoke at 125th and Lenox Avenue, where traditionally over the years, people like Malcolm X and Adam Clayton Powell all have spoken to hear this legendary hero is there. And then we had an event at Yankee Stadium.
Everyone remembers that. I remember that as a kid, yeah.
And I put the Yankee jacket around his shoulders and a cap on his head. And he said, you know who I am a Yankee. And the place erupted.
Now, how do you as a history maker talk to another history maker of a similar magnitude?
I am nothing as compared to that amazing man who never exhibited any anger, total absence of bitterness, whether playing with my grandchildren in Gracie Mansion or being challenged by Ted Koppel on Nightline. Ted Koppel leaned into the mic and he said, but the communists. And Madiba said, they were the only ones who helped us. Next question.
Now tell us about the fact that America has been on both sides of apartheid. Tell us about that. In the early years, you were financially supporting them, and now everyone is on the side of Mandela. Can you speak to that?
Yeah, well, it was, there were not many, not everybody was in support of the sanctions. As we were here, many of us were arrested at the South African consulate on that issue. And when I became mayor of New York, then I got real power to do something about it, and we did. No, we knew that it was important, as the slogan was in South Africa, keep the pressure on. And Madiba has told me directly, and others, that sanctions made the difference. So I'm just enormously proud of the work that we were able to do here in New York City against apartheid in South Africa.
And tell us about how it wasn't just an emotional connection. Tell us about the actual boycott. Tell us about the actual investment that Americans made to really make market change in South Africa.
Billions of dollars are rand in their currency, and that made a huge difference. So businesses here in New York City particularly, they fought against what we were doing. I had delegations come visit me in City Hall and insisting that what we were doing, while maybe well-intentioned, was really not helping the people of South Africa. But we knew that they were wrong. Our country called it constructive engagement. What nonsense.
This was during the Reagan years, right?
Yeah.
And so when you think, tell us about the pressures of being the first black person to have a political office that nobody thought could ever be held by a black person. What is that like? Because only you and a few other people know what that's like. So what's the pressure?
Well, there were Bill Lynch, who died not very long ago. He was the one who was responsible for me getting to be mayor. And Percy Sutton, who's gone to his reward. Charlie Rango, Basil Patterson. They were among my closest friends and advisors, and we thought that it could happen, and indeed it did. I didn't think that I was the only one who could be mayor. It could have been Basil, it could have been Percy. Indeed, Percy ran in '77, such class and distinction. Nobody laughed at me when I dared try in '89. But among the reasons that we were successful was a great campaign we ran for Jesse Jackson in 1988. And I was chairman of Jesse's campaign in New York.
And tell us about 1989, 1990. What was the climate like internationally with Nelson Mandela being freed in February of 1990 and you being elected? I mean, what was that year like for you?
Well, it was a great time. We'd achieved that which many thought could not happen. But I'm very pleased that I was fortunate enough to live in Nelson Mandela's time. I say often at funerals and memorials that service to others is the rent we pay for space on earth. And Nelson Mandela, he departed us paid in full.
How do we inspire that vision in this generation, in the young men that are going to come up and hopefully carry the torch? How do we get them to see that what has not been done can be done, like you all can see?
Well, number one, they need to know their history. They need to know that which has been accomplished. I was in the United States Marine Corps, and even so, we were ill-treated. We were treated less well in the South than German and Italian prisoners of war. Tuskegee Airmen and black soldiers and black Marines were ill-treated, and it is after the war, and for that matter, before the war ended. But it's important that our young people, especially, have an awareness of what our history is and what has been accomplished.
And tell us about President Mandela's interaction with your family. Tell us about that. That's a scene I would love for you to paint for us.
Well, when I went to South Africa many times after that, I was there in '91 with my bride. We were guests of Madiba and the ANC. And then thereafter, for business reasons, I was in South Africa a lot. And my wife would say, well, did you see Mr. Mandela? And I'd say, yes. She said, what did he say? And I said, he said, how's Joyce? And she said, oh, he didn't say that. And yes, he did.
It's the first thing he said, yes.
How's Joyce? But every year, his birthday is in July, as is mine. Okay. Pardon me. So each year, I send him a message saying, happy birthday, Madiba. When you're 109, I'll be 100. And we'll meet and have a drink. Okay. And it's sad when I think I won't get to send that message anymore.
And I'm glad that you said it, because people are saying he lived a long life, he's 95 years old, but to me, I always wanted him to make 100. I wanted him to prove to those people who stole 27 years of his life that he was going to get every hour, every minute out of an extremely long-lived life. Tell me about that. That's something people are not talking about because they're looking at the idea that he had a long life, but there was still the idea that he could have even a longer life. What other parts of his legacy?
He did have a long life. 95 is a lot, yes. But it's never enough. And even though we knew that he was failing, you're never prepared. And as a matter of fact, I was at a tribute to the same Bill Lynch. And as I was mounting the stairs to the stage, someone gave me word that Madiba had passed. And it's very emotional. But he's, every year in February when we're celebrating Black History Month and Dr. King's birthday and whatnot, each of us, in varying ways, we say that Dr. King's dream has not yet been realized.
And neither is Nelson Mandela's dream, for that matter, in South Africa.
That's his point.
Yeah.
But we are able to say that things are better today
Yes.
than they once were. They're not what they need to be. Thank God they're not what they once were.
And it's going to take generations to undo what has been done for both countries.
Your job.
Yeah, that's my job. I'm on it. I'm working on it every day.
I expect that you and young people like you will carry that torch forward.
Thank you so much.
Well, you're very welcome.
Oh my gosh, what a great day for me, for everyone involved. So, can we get you anything? You want another cup of coffee? What can we do?
I gotta go.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Oh, I'm thrilled.